Hello, everyone. Come on into the webinar. My name is Linda Peavy. I'm going to be your host for this afternoon where we're going to talk about, yes, how you can still get grants for your woman-owned business or your woman-led nonprofit. So I am so glad that you decided to join me today. So as you come in, give that city and that state a shout out. My name is Linda Peavy again, and I happen to be in the land not too far from Cleveland, Ohio, in Northeast Ohio. So let me know where you are coming in from. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. I see you coming in. So just give that city and that state a shout out. We're going to get started in just a couple of minutes while we let a few more people in, and then we're going to get started because I have a lot of really important information to share with you today. So I'm so glad you decided to join. Hello, Stephanie from, is it Marani, Utah? Marani, Utah. And Nora from Texas. Texas is up in the house. Who else is here with me today? I am in Northeast Ohio, where, let me tell you, we are in the midst of a heat wave, right? It is supposed to be like in the mid to high 90s all this week is where, like, who is bringing in this weather? Where are we getting this blistering weather from? Hello, Sarita from the Bama. The Bama has shown up, Alabama. So let me know where you're coming in from as you come in. Again, my name is Linda Peavy. We're going to get started because I have a lot of information to share with you that is going to be really important. So I just asked you to do one thing for me. Share this information. Don't keep it to yourself. This is going to be very helpful for women-owned businesses, women-led nonprofits. I'll probably be sharing some information with you that maybe you haven't heard anywhere else before. So this is all about you still being able to get grant money, all right? So I am going to get started, which means I'm going to share my screen. There we go. It is looking good. Everybody should be able to see. Let me get back. All right, so this is my live noon session today. Let me make sure everybody's in the right place. Grant writing for women-owned businesses and women-led nonprofits. We're also going to be live at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you know anybody that wants to join us later on, we're going to drop that link into the chat. All right, all right. Now, let me give you some background information about me and who I am. Again, Linda Peavy, they call me the Grants Queen because I have won over $18 million in grants and development. And this is year 17 of me owning my business, Lapov Consulting. Every one of those years, I've served as a professional grant writer. My undergrad and graduate degrees are from the University of Akron. I teach grant writing all over the country for many different organizations, your small nonprofits. I give keynote presentations to foundations. I teach for businesses and business organizations from the Urban League to Goldman Sachs. I am a proud alumnus of the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program. And I'm also a member of Forbes Black, which is an organization of Black leaders affiliated with Forbes magazine. And I have a business, but I used to lead a nonprofit. So I have been on both sides of the coin, okay? So let me know right now, who are you representing? Is it your business? Do you have a small business, meaning you could have an LLC or sole proprietorship, or maybe even a partnership or an S Corp, or maybe you're a nonprofit, or maybe you're both. Because I'm finding that a lot of for-profits, your small businesses, you're opening up nonprofits, which is great. It means you're placing your organization in the best possible position to get grant money. So let me see. Nonprofit. Francina. Francina is in Hotlanta. Hotlanta. We're supposed to be in like the mid to high 90s all week. All right. So I see an LLC, a nonprofit. So we have both, which is great. Sole proprietor, Sarita. So let me say to you, you're in the right place because one, there are grants for both entities. All right. So you're in the right place. There are grants for both nonprofits and small businesses. All right. So we'll talk about grants for both of those entities as we move through. Now, let me just share my background. How did I get here? Because I used to be a publishing executive in Pennsylvania, was there for 10 years. I got hurt when I got hurt, I had to come back home to Cleveland. So I literally went from this wonderful job where I was traveling the world to literally coming home in a wheelchair, putting everything I own into a storage unit and moving in with my sister, where I was for 4 years. And the first 2 years, I was recuperating. I couldn't even work. It took me 2 years to get to the point where I could even work again. So when I was healed and okay, I couldn't find a job because my experience was in publishing, professional publishing in Pennsylvania. And if you know anything about Cleveland, you know it's like not the publishing mecca, right, of the United States. So that is when I opened La Pop Consulting. It was because I like to eat and I like to have a roof over my head. And I started. One of my first contracted positions was to be the executive director of a nonprofit. Now, I like to keep it real. And you know how there are times when organizations bring in women to do what? To save those programs, to save those projects, sometimes to save the entire organization. So if you know what I mean, give me a yes in the chat. But you know what? I wasn't there 2 weeks before the board of directors called me into the office and said to me that I had to write a grant that would save my job, that would save my salary, that would thus save the entire organization. Oh, I'm seeing some yeses, right? I had never seen a grant before. I had no knowledge of grants. And now I'm being asked to write one that would pay for my salary for a year and save my job and save the organization. Yes. But you know what? I did it. I did it. I researched that grant. I wrote that grant. I won that grant. It paid for my salary for the entire year. So I am here to tell you that you can win grants, not just write grants, you can win grants with no experience. And so today we're going to talk about you being in a position, the best possible position, not to just write a bunch of grants, but to win grants. There's a process to this. This is what I've learned after having won almost $18 million, over $18 million now. There's a process to winning. And it's not only about what you write in the application. This is what I've learned, and this is what I'm going to be sharing with you, which is why I want you to then share with other organizations. All right. But it taught me that you can win grants with no experience, and also taught me what you can do with grant money, because I hear from you. I've been in this industry for 17 years. I know you're tired of using all of your own money to pay for your dream. It could be your nonprofit or your small business. You're tired of using your own money, right? You're tired of wearing all 20 hats. You can use grant money to hire help, to hire staff, to pay for expenses so that you're not always going to that pocketbook to get money. All right. So we'll talk more about what we can do with grant money. What else will we talk about? Why we're here right now. Why is right now so important for you to be in a space where you're getting grant money? And then how do you prepare to apply? What do you write in the application? How do you write the application so that you're getting noticed in a sea of applications? We know that grants are competitive. And then I'm going to show you how to conduct the grant research so that you're finding the grants and they are available regardless of what you're seeing on TV. All right. And then have a bonus surprise. Then we're going to do a Q&A. Now, this is your opportunity to ask a grants expert your grant questions. So drop them in either the Q&A box or the webinar chat, and I will get to them all at the end. And let me say before we get started, I'm here to help you because they are placing obstacles in our way, especially as women. I'm here to help you. Therefore, you're going to get a copy of this replay for free, and you'll get it today. You'll have it forever because I want you to come back to it again and again and again. But tell me that you'll share it with other organizations so that they also know how to get this grant money because it is available. All right. All right. Now, why are we here? We are here because we, as women leaders, we need access to funding. We need access to money. And guess what? It shouldn't always be about loans. Like, are you as tired as I am of hearing about loans? We want grant money because grant money you do not pay back. And let me say this to you, you can do this. You can write grants. Grant writing is not what it used to be. You're not writing some 500-page document. A lot of these grant applications are 3, 4, 5 pages because foundations don't have the staff to sort through 200-page documents anymore. So you can do this, but understand there's a process that I mentioned earlier, and that's what I'll be teaching you. It is about more than what you write in the application. Now let's talk about what's going on right now in the grant landscape. There's a lot of misinformation out there. Now, yes, federal grants have been cut. Yes, they have been rescinded. Yes, they have been frozen. However, what I need for you to understand is that federal grants do not equal all grants. There are billions of dollars in grant money still available. They're coming from private, community, family, and corporate foundations, and they give to small businesses and nonprofits. So you are covered. All right, just diversify your funding. Don't put all of your eggs, now that they're what, $12 a dozen, right, in one basket. You should also be seeking sponsorships, individual donors, and corporate contracts. And yes, you as a very small organization can still get corporate contracts. There's an opportunity that exists right now for you that didn't exist even last year. Because there's misinformation out here that there are no grants. People literally believe that there are no grants because the federal government cut grants, not understanding that grants come from thousands of resources. There are few less people applying, which means there's a little less competition, which means you're going to come in and start applying for these grants. And something else that is happening. Those local community foundations and corporate foundations and family foundations and private foundations, they are literally increasing their grant money. They're increasing the grant money. There's more grant money available because they're trying to fill in the gaps caused by the federal grant cuts. So again, another opportunity for you to come in and start applying. But I am an advocate that if you are going to be applying for grants, do so in a community of support where you can get answers to questions that you need so that you're not discouraged, so that you're not spending and wasting so much time applying for the wrong grants. All right. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. We know that the federal government, they've cut any grant funding for these programs. But guess what? All of these foundations that literally serve these populations, right? Women, minorities, veterans, the disabled, they're not just going to stop giving to these populations because these are the people they serve, but they also don't want to feel the wrath coming from the White House. So instead of using diversity, equity, inclusion, or some of the language that is usually affiliated with it, they're tweaking their language so that they can still help who they want to help without receiving wrath from the White House. And that's exactly what you're going to do. I'm going to show you in a minute. The good news is that there are some foundations like the Kellogg Foundation and the Ford Foundation. They are publicly committed to DEI. If you go to their websites, they proudly say, we give funding in the area of racial equity. And then your newer foundations like Google, Apple, Delta, Costco, they're newer compared to Ford and Kellogg, which are, over 100 years old. They also give to DEI, but they can no longer say like DEI, so they're switching that language a bit. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Let's say you have a program where you provide youth development opportunities for Black boys. That's the population you serve. That's who you serve, right? You don't stop serving Black boys. You tweak that language. Now you're going to say we provide youth development for historically underserved and underrepresented boys, or serving boys disproportionately impacted by economic and educational inequities, right? You take out the word Black and you put in the condition, but we all know what this means, underrepresented, underserved, right? The same for women. Let's say you serve women. Let's say you have an employment and career coaching program for women. You don't stop serving women. You may have to tweak that language though. And instead of saying we provide employment and career coaching for women, you're going to say our program offers workforce development support for those facing systemic barriers to career advancement. or providing career development services tailored to those who experience unique workforce challenges due to what? Caregiving responsibilities, wage gaps, systemic inequities. This is very important that you get. So give me a yes if you understand what I'm doing. You're taking out women, you're taking out the word black, you're taking out that word women, you're putting in the conditions. And this is how you're going to get around these DEI cuts. This is the language that you look for. And this is the language that you're going to use. So give me a yes in the chat. Okay, great. Yes, 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 you get this. This is how you're going to get around these DEI cuts, because I'm here to tell you there are billions of dollars being given away every single day. You've just got to be able to pivot just a little bit, to still get this money. All right. All right. Now let's get back to the basics. What do you need to know? Grants are not paid back. Now, for those of you who have the nonprofits, get your 501c3. It's going to be required. That's your tax exempt charitable organization designation by the IRS. Be sure you're all looking into the chat, because I'm going to be dropping some really important links in there. If you need your 501c3, you have to go through the IRS. The link is in the chat. Now, I want everybody to look at this slide because it is critical. This is the amount of grant annual funding every year, the amount of grant money given. Look at this number, everybody. $189 billion. The latest numbers come from 2023. These numbers are expected to increase. Look at where it's coming from. Foundations and corporations, not the federal government. This is why I need for you to understand this money is being given away every day. Organizations just like yours, they're getting this money every single day because they didn't stop. They didn't freeze, right? They're continuing to apply for grants and get. My organization is six figures. My organizations that I coach and teach, they're getting six-figure grants right now, amongst all of this grant craziness, because there's a framework. There's a framework to this that I've developed after having won $18 million. There's a way to get the grant money. All right. But I want you all to look at this number, $189 billion. But I don't want you to be intimidated, because oftentimes people look at these numbers and say, oh, there's no way I can get any of this. At the end of the day, you just need what you need. All right. So I want you to put into the chat, I just need a little bit, because you just need a little bit of $189 billion. You don't need it all, do you? Focus on what you need. And you know what that is. Is it $50,000, $100,000, $1 million? Right? Dorothy, Stephanie, are you going to be greedy? Is it Melania? Erica? Do you need all $189 billion? Or do you just need a little, just a little slice of this pie? This is a huge pie. This money is being given out every day. Every day. Place yourself in a position to get it. Now, I want you to be grant ready, though. This is where too many organizations go wrong. It's like they see a grant application, they download it, they complete it, and they wonder why they get a rejection letter. Get yourself grant ready. I would highly recommend that you download onto your computer a software editing tool. I use Grammarly. If anybody uses Grammarly, give yourself some love in the chat. Why is this important? Because it is so easy for you to submit a grant application full of grammatical errors, right? You're not professional writers. You're not expected to be. Get help. Get free help. Grammarly is free. But I am a professional editor and a professional grant writer and a professional writer. I wouldn't write without Grammarly. I would not dare write without Grammarly. It's free, people. Download it onto your computer. It will self-correct as you write. All right? So use something so that you're ready to submit that application. Stephanie uses it. Erica uses it. Yes, Grammarly and Gemini. Gemini is another good one. I love Grammarly because you download it right into Word, and literally as you are writing your document, it self-corrects, right? It's free, people. Download it. Now, how else do you become grant ready? Get your documents in order. You need your EIN, your employer identification number. Nonprofits, you need your 501c3. Now, you small businesses, are you legitimate? Do you have your articles? If you have a board of directors, get that list ready. Get letters of support. They will strengthen your grant application. Who are they coming from? It could be the mayor. Do you know politicians? Drop those names, have them give you letters of support. It could be your pastor. It could be community leaders. Now, the operating budget, don't freak out because you hear the word budget. You need this. All of you will need it. But all you're doing is writing a document where you are estimating how much money you're going to spend over the course of the year. How much money is it going to take for you to operate? Those expenses create your operating budget. And yes, you're going to be guessing pretty much, which is okay, but do an educated guess because it also helps you to determine how much grant money you're going to need. Now, financial documents, if you're currently operating, you need them. That's your balance sheet and your profit and loss statement. Now, I'm going to go on to a typical grant application. These are the components. I'm going to go through each one and give you best practices so that you understand how to best write this grant application. And what you're wanting to do is tell your story. That's what a grant application is. So the mission statement is first. It is critical. You must have one. It defines what you're doing now, your aims and your goals. And guess what? It's more than that because your mission is going to align you with the foundation that wants to give you money because you're going to align your mission to theirs. So if you are laser focused on a K through 12 education, for example, make sure the foundation is giving funds in that area and has a mission or a vision or a value statement that also has a love for education. All right, so if you don't have a mission statement, homework 101 for you. Now, this next section is how you are going to set yourself apart from everybody else. Grant money now is being given based on impact. What has been your impact on those for whom you serve? It means you are going to have to start tracking your success because you've got to use real numbers. Let's say you have a homeless ministry. How many homeless people are you placing in shelters? When they get into the shelters, what happens? Do they end up getting a GED? And do they end up getting a job? Do they end up being placed in permanent housing because of the programming? You have a restaurant. How many people do you serve? Do you have any other community projects? Maybe you have a cooking school. How many people attend? How many people do you hire? That's impact right there on somebody's life. So track your success. And if you have not yet opened, project. You can project. You can say, for example, if you have a tutoring program, you want to tutor high school kids, you can say, once my program opens and the students complete the program, I project that they will have increased their reading scores by 5%. So whether you're open or opening, you still have to talk about your impact using real numbers. All right. Now, when you write this application, you always write as if you're solving a problem or addressing a need. And small businesses have a tough time with this. So I'm going to give you an example. Let's say you have a bakery, LLC, wants to locate downtown, needs a $20,000 grant, right? Now you might be asking yourself, what is the need there? What is the problem she's solving? She's making cookies all day, right? Or maybe she decided to open up a vegan bakery because vegans don't have a lot of great places to buy cookies, right? So she's solving their problem. Or maybe it's economic development because she wants to move in a place where the community is full of blight and she wants to go in and make a difference. So she wants a community development grant. You have a jewelry store, maybe an online jewelry store. There are millions of them. What's different about yours? What problem is it that you're solving with your online jewelry store? Maybe you sell handmade jewelry, or maybe your jewelry is for those with sensitive skin. Write about the issue because whatever the issue is going to lead you to the foundation that wants to give you money. Whether that foundation is giving to small businesses or jewelry businesses or restaurants, connect your service to where the foundation is giving. That's where you always have to know where and how they give. How do you do that? You go to their websites. The problem is 90% of foundations don't have a website, but you can still get information about them. Just have to be a little bit more creative. All right. Now, all of you have a decision to make when you are seeking grant money. You have to decide, am I going to be asking for operating grant money or program project grant money? Now, we love to get the operating grants because when you get an operating grant, you decide where to put the money, maybe towards your lease, staff, right? It could be your insurance payments. Only about 30% of foundations give this general operating support, but oh, is it great because you get to pay for your staff and your salaries. It's really to pay for your administrative cost, your administrative fees. Now, most grant money has to go to a program or a project. Let's take that restaurant. Maybe she wants to start a delivery service. That could be a project. Whatever you do, always apply to more than one foundation at once. Always apply to multiple foundations. Why do you think that is? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat why you think it is important that you apply to more than one foundation at all times. Keep in mind, this is like not a sprint, this is a marathon. This is not a one and done industry. This is not a one and done. Yes, absolutely. You get a better chance, Sarita, of winning, right? But here's another reason. Grants are not guaranteed. Don't let anybody tell you they can guarantee you grant money. I can tell you that 99.9% of the time they are a scam. I see it on social media every day. Oh, apply here. Oh, oh my gosh, you have to be so careful. There's so many fake profiles, so many fake ads out there, right? I even saw one company that was duplicating some of my exact language. You have to be careful. Grants are not guaranteed 99.9% of the time. So do your due diligence and apply. All right. Now, community partnerships are everything. They will strengthen your grant application. And look, foundations don't expect you to do this work alone. You can't. Trust me, I've been in this business for 17 years. You cannot do this alone. Community partners are phenomenal. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have an accounting firm. You could be giving a 1-hour tax talk every month at your local library. They are going to promote you. That's what they do. They are beautiful community partners. And guess what that does? It increases your level of visibility. Why is that important? Because foundations oftentimes seek organizations to fund based on what they're doing in the community. So whether it's universities or libraries or other women's business organizations or the why, get your community partners. Let me give you another really quick example that will bring this home. Let's say you have maybe an ex-offender program. You want to make sure that when people are released from jail, that they become productive members of society. Ex-offender program. Now, she has to meet with the inmates before they are released just to make sure they qualify for her program. I want you to tell me into the chat who you think she should be meeting with. Who do you think she should be meeting with out in the community? Who are the organizations that she should be meeting with? Who should be her community partners? Now, she's got to interview the inmates before they are released, right? Just to make sure they qualify for the program. That's right, Melonia, the workforce development programs, right? You want them to be successful, therefore you want them to have jobs. So there are workforce development programs that ex-offenders can attend. Stephanie, right, the sheriff's department, she's got to meet with them in order to get access to the inmates. And absolutely, companies that are willing to hire ex-offenders. The local AA group, you know why that's important, Alcoholics Anonymous? Because they may have addictions. Again, you want them to be successful. They may need treatment. What about housing? You don't want them to be homeless, right? What about some type of transitional housing? She needs to meet with organizations that provide housing. Like, this is not difficult. We just came up with 4 or 5. This is what I want you to do. This is your homework. Name 5 organizations that you are going to meet with based on your organization and your community. Name 5. That's your homework. Name 5. Now we're on to the money because you are going to itemize these expenses. Let's say you want an executive director. You can't just write down, I need like $30,000 for an executive director. Is it a contracted person? If so, what is the hourly rate? How many hours are they working a week? How many weeks out of the year? You need supplies? How many do you need? Who's using the supplies? Be specific. The how of you using the funds, the description goes into the budget narrative. The numbers go into the budget, usually an Excel file. Now, this is the slide here. If you don't take anything else away from this webinar, this is it. Relationship building, you need to meet with the foundation before you submit the application. There's nothing to be scared of. They want to meet with you. They're considering giving you their grant money, right? You should want to meet with them. You're attempting to get their grant money. But listen, in this meeting, they're going to give you insight about that grant that's not on the website. I probably set up 1,000 of these meetings in the last 17 years. One, I always remember, 30-minute Zoom meeting, my client got $30,000. Just like that. Because the mission's aligned. And yes, you heard me say Zoom. These are Zoom meetings. Zoom. Now, meet with the foundation in person if you live in close proximity to them. But if not, these are Zoom meetings. Now, I know there are some of you that are still saying, Linda, this sounds good, but I don't have time for this. I don't have time for writing these grants. Remember what I said to you at the beginning, that some of these grants are what? 3, 4, 5 pages? But let me tell you that AI, artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, will give you your time back. So I have a question for you. Now, I would like an answer in the chat. Do you have time to get free money? Do you have time to get free money? Let me see in the chat. I don't know if anybody has time to get free money. Let me see if anybody has time to get free money. Do you have, oh, I see I do. I see yes. I see yes. I see yes, yes, yes. So it sounds to me like you've got time to get some free money. So if you've got time to get the free money, I need for you to spend just a little time on the process to get the free money. All right, what are you going to do? You're going to write an intro email. You're going to send that to the foundation. Now, in this email, you're talking about your program. You are aligning your mission with theirs. You are not asking for grant money. You're not asking for a dollar amount in this letter. You're asking for a meeting. You are asking for a meeting. In the meeting, you ask for the money. Because asking for money in the email, that's almost an automatic rejection letter. All right. Now, let's do the grant research. It's time to find the grants. Now, look, Google is fine, but you need to be searching for grants in a grant portal where they house grants. The Foundation Directory Online, that's the leading source of information on grants in the U.S. It's $50 a month to subscribe at your local library, or what? Free at your local library. So you can, if you want to be at home and just subscribe, $50 a month. But if you go into your local library, you go into that station, ask the librarian, you get free access. All right, grants.gov, that's the source of federal grants. Are you a church or faith-based organization? Lilly Foundation, they're the largest funder. I like GrantWatch because they give you the synopsis of the grant, the sponsor, the deadline, a link to the application. GrantStation is also phenomenal. They give you a lot of additional information, a lot of training, and I think they do one of the best jobs of really providing information based on your particular category. Now, Grant Watch is $20 a week or $200 for the year. Grant Station is $200 for the year. UrbanAwarenessUSA.org, they are Black owned. Free site, sign up for their e-newsletter. They drop information on several grants a week. Tell them Linda sent you. Really quickly, this is Grant Watch. Let me show you how this works. Check in the middle. Are you a nonprofit or a business? Then look to my left where it says apply filters. Start applying filters. Who is your target population? What is the location? Like the state or the city? What is that area of interest? And you literally check a box and poof, you get a list of grants. Let me say something to all of you about location though, because I think a lot of you leave money on the table. You need to be starting local. Look locally to your local community foundations. It's easier to get local grant money. It's easier. But don't disregard those national funders. You could have a foundation in Texas and they're giving money to you and you're in Tennessee. Do both. Look locally, look nationally. For my global friends, this is for you as well. You can live here in the US and serve a population in Belize and still get grant money, right? So you can provide the international searches as well. All right, so this happens to be Grant Watch. Now, I have just a little mini list here of grants for you, just so that you understand there are still grants earmarked for you as a woman leader. This is why I think being in a community is helpful, because you'll know where to go. Saves you so much time instead of being frustrated and not knowing where to look for grants. HelloAlice.com. They have 3 grants on their site right now. Main Street, right? Do you have a brick and mortar? Maybe you have a physical location. They have grants. Amber Grants for Women. They give away $30,000 every month. Every month. And then 37 Angels. That's a list of female founders and funding for them. So this is really if you want a significant amount of money, more than well, they will give up to $150,000. iFund Women, a lot of international grants. Are you a startup? Sky's the limit. Let me talk about Amarillo, because they give to super small organizations, because some of you might be thinking, oh, Linda, this is not for me. I'm like a what is it, a solopreneur? I don't have any funding. Amarillo, they focus on small organizations or all volunteer nonprofits. You don't need some huge organizational chart to get a grant. Now, really quickly, into the chat. Let me know what comes to your mind when you think about banks and money. Banks and money. Banks. Banks and money. What do you think about banks and money? What is the first thing that comes to your mind? Business plan. Won't fund unless you've been in business 2 years. Loans. Do you know that banks are some of the largest providers of grant money? Grant money. Grant money. And yes, they will also fund startups, right? Now, it doesn't have to be your branch. It doesn't have to even be your bank. It could be a bank with maybe a great footprint in your area. Maybe they have a regional office. But I'm going to give you 4 leads right now. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, TD Banks, and Truist. They all provide grants, most of them for small businesses and nonprofits. And yes, you'll need to meet with them. All right. Now, I want to say a couple of words about ChatGPT. Whatever you do, if you're using it, just be careful. It is not going to produce this magical grant application for you. That's not how it works. You have to feed it. You have to feed it prompts. You have to feed it your information about your organization. And there's no getting around you needing to write well about your organization, your mission, your statement of need, your project, your service. Let AI help you do this. Input your information, let it do its work, right? It will literally make the process faster and better. But don't think there's some magical grant application that's going to produce for you. You have to feed it first in the form of prompts, and then it will work as magic. All right, so my bonus surprise for you is a course. Every in the course, it will show you exactly how to win this grant money. And it's proven organizations right now, as we speak, are winning grant money because they've taken the course. This is how I won over $18 million. I put in a course so that you could do the same. And that was not rocket science, but it is a formula and there's a framework that is getting my students six-figure grants. It will teach you how to write every part of the grant application. It will show you how to conduct grant research. But guess what? Your secret weapon is me and my coaching. We have a private Facebook group. You come into the Facebook group, you post your question, you're going to get help. You're going to get help. All right. Let's say you know how much to ask for. Now, should it be operating dollars or program project dollars? Come into the Facebook group. Let us know what's happening and we'll help you. All right. You get 12 modules, 35 lessons, 30 videos. Everything's downloadable. And guess what? This is where the course is different. In my 17 years, I've been hired to build grant applications and write the questions. I've included many of those questions in this course. So this is like you are completing a grant application, but now you get help because we have a Facebook group. We have group coaching to help you. And when you're done, you have a grant template. You're going to use that template to apply for grant after grant after grant. That's why this makes it easier and faster. And yes, we give you real grant examples so that you see what a winning grant looks like. All right. Now, our course bonus, I'm going to give you a list of over 600 funders right in the course, Module 12, right there, so that you get off to a good start. And the private Facebook group is everything. Oh my gosh. There are so many grants in the Facebook group. And the students help everybody else. But I'm in there often as well. And to make sure you're getting help, I give you an hour of monthly group coaching. We just had one last week. It was like almost 2.5 hours because I don't leave until your questions are answered. All right. Now look at these figures because they are important, but they're not what you're paying. The course is valued at $5,000. I've had it audited 3 times now. 12 modules, 35 lessons, 35.49. Intro videos, $5.99. Funding list, $4.99. Your planners and your grant trackers worth $3.50. So yes, the course is worth $5,000. That is not what you're paying. I deliberately offered this course for a fraction of what it is worth because I know it can help more people. I know it can help more people. It is helping organizations that have never written a grant before to get grant money. Never. And so it's reduced to $497 now. I know what's going on this year. I know you need a little extra help, so I reduced the price of the course. Now, you hopped on the webinar, and I know you could have been somewhere else at noon today, but you hopped on with me. So take an extra $200 off. Only for the next 3 days, take an extra $200 off. You're paying $297. All right. And then if you need a little extra help, we can give you 2 months. It's $175 a month for 2 months. Use these codes. They're very important. The 2-month payment code is JULY21 with a little T. The regular code is JULY21. And you read right at the end because the course never expires. It never expires. You can come back to it again and again and again. And by the way, I give you templates just to try to make this easy. I have a grant writing template. Remember I said you have to meet with the foundations? I have an email template that you're going to send all these foundations. I talked about meeting with partners. I have an email template that you're going to send to your partners, your potential partners. You need a memorandum of understanding. I have one for you. I talked a little bit about sponsorships earlier. I have a sponsorship kit that you can use. I have financial documents, so don't worry about templates. If you want the course, the link is in the chat. Whatever you do, if you're going to apply for grants, please be in a community. And I'm inviting you to be in mine so that I can help you. So everything is included, your course, Facebook group, coaching, write it off. Everything's tax deductible. Yes, write it off. And you get a certificate of completion. Now, I talked about AI. I wrote the AI grant guide. 10 steps to easier and faster grant writing. Is a $200 value. I'm giving it to you. When you buy the course, you would get AI, because I just don't want you thinking that, oh, I don't have time for this. AI will give you your time back. Now, these people invested less than $300 in themselves and bought the course. This was their return. This was last month, Nicola, $250,000. Yes. She didn't even ask for $250,000. She asked for 50,000 a year over the course of 2 years, but her application was solid. It was tight because she took the course. They counter offered with $250,000 because they wanted her to start implementing that program in other locations, right? She spent less than $300. Now she has a $250,000 grant. Whitney spent less than $300. Now she has a $200,000 grant. She did exactly what I'm telling you to do. Go local, but also go national. She went to her utility companies. Do you know that your utility companies have grant money? Most of them do. Kanisha won $100,000 a couple of months ago. Kimberly last month, 84,000. Cherie, 11,000. A massage company, right? Won $20,000. Christina is online. Yes, you can have an online company, excuse me, and win grants. She was scared. She said, I would not have even had the confidence to follow through if it wasn't for the grant writing course. We give you the help that you need. There's no need to be scared to do this. We will help you. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to show you really quickly, for those of you who are asking, how you buy the course. I'm going to do this live. Let me bring this up really quickly. And I'm going to do it live so that you can see. Let's see. There we go. How to buy the course, for those of you who are asking. Let's say you want to pay the $297. You're one and done, $297. You have a $200 coupon. Don't forget that. Hit $497 purchase now. It will take you to this page here. I'm doing this live. You have a coupon. Your coupon says JULY21. Hit apply. It took off $200. You're only paying $297 for everything that you're going to write off, by the way, because it's tax deductible. You see this little black here? If you want to meet with me privately, I have a VIP section, right, where we can meet. And I'm going to do a deep dive in your organization. Because before we talk about grants, I'm going to look at your mission and your vision and your programming and your services, and you leave with a little mini list of grants. It's a strategy session so that you're not confused. So that's meeting with me one-on-one privately. You get the notes and the video. It's normally $500. The only place you'll see it for $247 is if you buy it with the course. So if you want it, you can add it on. If you don't want to add it on, you don't have to. Take it off. Put in your email. You're good to go. Now, we take MasterCard and PayPal and others, but we also have something special for those of you who are wanting to spread your payments. We have buy now, pay later. Affirm, right? Afterpay, Klarna. Did you see me clicking those boxes that say pay another way? Hit pay another way until you see Affirm. Afterpay or Klarna, 4 months savings cash. People, that's less than $75 a month to get this level of help, to get grants that are potentially six-figure grants for $75 a month, right? Now, if you just want to pay us, our 2-month payment plan is $175 a month for 2 months and you're done. Hit 2 times $275 because that is our payment plan, and put your coupon. You have one, JULY21. And remember I said the little T? If you're going to do the 2-month payment, 2 for 2 months, apply it. That should be working. Let me make sure. We definitely want that to work. All right, let me stop sharing and check really super quickly because we want that coupon to work. So if you This is if you want the payment plan for $175 a month. Let me make sure that this coupon is going to be working for those of you who want the 2-month payment plan. Let me make absolutely sure you are able to get that. All right, all right, all right. Let me make sure that you have it. We absolutely want to make sure you have your coupon code. For those of you who are wanting to pay 2 months, $175 a month. Here, I think this is it here. Da, 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 da. All right, there we go. Let's see. This is what I'm trying to get to. I'm just checking the coupon code to make sure it is good. It's all lowercase. So when you input the coupon code, make absolutely sure that it is all lowercase. All right, let me double check, make sure this is correct. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Da, 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 da. Ah, I see. All right, all right, all right. So it should be working. All lowercase. All right, got it. All lowercase. All right, so I'm going to get back to it and show you how this is supposed to work. So this is just for those of you who want the 2-month payment plan. There we go. My computer is just going a little slow today. Going a little slow today. All right. All right, so let me share and just show you how this is working. All right. Hit the 2 times 275. Excuse me, and now you're going to put in JULY 21 with the T. There we go. Takes off $100. It's $175 a month for 2 months, and then you still have access to the private coaching. All right, just want to make absolutely sure. But if you want the 4 months same as cash, that's with the one payment, right? Hit the one payment, and then it will take you to the 4 months same as cash option. If that's what you want, we also take a credit card, a bank withdrawal. We have Google Pay, PayPal. All right. Try to keep it easy for you. We have multiple payment options. All right. We're on to Q&A. But before we do the Q&A, before you leave, I need for you to do something for you and not for me. I believe in manifestation. We know that the grant money is available. It is time for you to get the grants, right? I want you to put some place into this chat. For you, not for me. I am ready to get grant money. I am ready to get grant money because at this juncture, like we can't procrastinate. $189 billion is being given away. We can't procrastinate anymore. So we've got to place ourselves in a position. So do this for you, like release this out, get it out of you, right? Sarita, Melania, Dorothy, Nora, get it out. I'm ready to get grant money. Don't sit on this. Don't sit on this. Regardless of what you are seeing in the media and on TV, this grant money is available every day because it's coming from non-federal resources. Get in this game, right? You can do this. We will help you. We will help you get this done. All those testimonials, most of those people had never written a grant before. But I've developed a framework that is proven. Let us help you for less than $300. I have colleagues that charge $2,000 for their grant writing course. You don't even get what I give you, and you certainly don't get access to them. I'm available during the group coaching. I'm often in the Facebook group answering questions, right? So place yourself in a position. Now, I have other services that are significantly higher. I do grant reviews, right? I do grant coaching, our grant boot camps. Those are usually like $2,000 and up. But this course I keep low because it is helping organizations like yours, just like yours, get grant money. All right. Let me start with the Q&A. Everybody will absolutely receive the replay. I stated that earlier. Absolutely, you will. And you will have it forever. And you will have it tonight. And I'm not charging you for it. But I ask you to share with other women organizations that you know, because you need to know that there's money available. You need to know there's money available. So that was a question in the Q&A. I'm going to go over to the webinar chat and see if I see any questions whatsoever. You still have time. You still have time. All right, to ask any questions that you have. All right, let's just see here. As far as working with businesses on grants, you don't have to be in business for 2 years. And by the way, you don't pay this money back. There's no credit check. There's no credit check because the funding is going towards your organization, not you personally. So people don't worry about not having great credit. This is not a personal loan. This is a grant for your business or your nonprofit. All right. So no credit checks. Let's see. Someone said it's for the banks. They give loans as well, may be more difficult. To me, I think it's far more difficult to get a loan than a grant from a bank. It's far more difficult to get a loan, something you have to pay back, right? So you should absolutely be pursuing banks for grant money. All right, let's see. Any questions? I don't see any other questions. So it is right. So it's $297. That includes everything. The course, the coaching, the group coaching sessions. Yes. That includes the Facebook group as well. Yes. And the entire course. And for those of you who are interested in buying the course, you're going to get 2 emails. One email will be your link to the Facebook group. You want to be in the Facebook group. We drop grants in there consistently. So yes, you definitely want to be in the Facebook group. And then you're going to get a link to your course, which is online, is digital. You don't wait for me to start. You get started. You come in for help. And on the group coaching sessions, I do a tutorial as well. I go through the whole course. But if you have any questions whatsoever, there's a video to take you through the entire course. And there's a video for every lesson. So you get the help that you need, because what I don't want you to do is to try to do this on your own, get frustrated, not know where to go, not know if you should be applying for this grant. It is such a time waster. And this is where people get frustrated because they're wasting their time. They don't know, is this really the right grant that I should even be applying for? All those testimonials you saw, there are so many others in the Facebook group, people with organizations that had never, ever, ever written a grant before. There's a process to it. There's a framework. So if you want us to help you, we can do so. You've got until Friday to get the additional $200 off. You have until Friday. All right. So I don't see any other questions. I'm going to wrap it up. I am so glad that you decided to hop on. My name is Linda Peavy. I'm creator of the course Grant Writing for Non-Writers, Keys to Winning Grant Proposals. Whatever you do, keep moving forward. Do not stop. Come back to the replay, review the replay, share the replay. There's grant money available. If you want help for less than $300, that's not a month, people. That's one and done. We can help you get to a place where you can start winning grants. All right. So thank you again. Whatever you do, be encouraged. This is new information for a lot of you. The money is available. Keep moving forward. Hopefully, I will see you in the Facebook group. You've got until Friday to get that additional $200 off. Take advantage of it and let us help you get this grant money. All right. Thank you so much. I want you to have a blessed week and a safe week. And whatever you do, keep looking for emails from us. Please put my email address on your safe email list so that it doesn't go to your spam, because that's where you're going to get the replay. And for the next 4 days, you'll get an email reminding you to get your replay and giving you the code for the discount and the link to buy the course. So you'll have that for the next 4 days. So You don't want to miss that because I don't want you to miss your replay. So hello@grantwritingfornonwriters.com. That's the email. Put that into your email list. All right. And thank you so much and have a safe and a blessed week. Bye-bye.